What I'm here to tell you guys is about this stuff here. It's Damascus Earth. And I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but this stuff is affordable. This jug here was about $8. And it's used for so many things. I use it for fleas. And this Pomeranian here, and we have quite a few. What do we got? 8 of them. And those collars you buy, Stresstroll, I don't know what they're called, but they're very expensive flea collars from the vet. They're like, I don't know, $60, $70. If I was to buy those flea collars for every single dog, and not including the 3 cats I have in the house and the 4 stray cats that hang around the house, I mean, I'd probably be into $1,200 is what I'd be into. So, yeah, it gets expensive. What I do with the Pomeranians, when I start to see fleas, I see 1 or 2, I bring them in and I give them a haircut. It ain't the prettiest haircut, but I have the clippers, so I do give them the haircut. And this one's sassy. Sassy, yes? Okay. Let me turn you around. Look that way. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Yeah, look at the camera, sassy. So, basically what happens is after they've got a nice haircut and their fur's, you know, you squeeze the bottle and rub it in. Now, try not to get too much. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, or how much I'm putting on. Let me add some more. See that? That little bit right there? And if you have problems with breathing this dust, don't breathe it. Wear a mask of some sort. Try to keep the, you can see the dust there. You really don't want to breathe that. And with this, you just kind of rub it in. And I'll put a little bit on my hand and go underneath her belly and underneath her armpits, you know, where fleas like to live. And this does not hurt the dog whatsoever. You can put it on cats. On cats, you run about half a cup. And some people would say, well, what if the cats lick their fur and take it internally? Well, actually, that's not bad for them. Believe it or not. Look at that. See how much powder there is? You kind of want to work it in and pet them. And they love this because they're being pet. I mean, there's nothing they don't like about this. You know. It feels really good. Doesn't it, Sassy? Huh? Does that feel good, Sassy? Does it? Does that feel good? They get nervous when they get high up on tables. Okay, let me talk about this Damascus some more and tell you what else you can do about it. We'll be right back. So, Damascus. This stuff is used for everything. It really is. I mean, you can use it on horses, chickens, dogs, cats. You can even use it on yourself. You can take it internally. And I believe, I'll have a link at the bottom. You can read some more and do your own research. Please talk to your doctor. Don't act like I know everything. This is just stuff I've done in research. I mainly have used it for flea treatment for my dogs for well over 5 years. And it works. But when you use this for fleas, it's not like the collar you put on. The collar's like, I don't know, like 2 hours later, instant, the dog's got no fleas. It's not going to happen like that. I put this stuff on pretty heavy the first time. I wait 5 days, and they're still going to be itching during those 5 days. And then on the 5th day, I add another dose. And then if they're still itching, every 3 days, I start adding a little more, wherever I see them itch. If it's around their ears, I work it around their ears. If it's on their side, I work it around their side. And usually within 2 to 3 weeks, all fleas are gone. And then I don't have to add any more. But you can also, if you add 1 teaspoon and you mix this with 8 ounces of water, so 1 teaspoon, and you drink it 1 hour before a meal or 2 hours. Basically, you want an empty stomach when you drink this. So you drink it on an empty stomach, and then this will pass through your intestines, and any bugs or anything you have in your intestines, it will detox you. And you do it you repeat it every day for 10 days. And you increase the amount a little bit at a time over those 10 days until you finally get to 2 tablespoons, is what it is. 2 teaspoons, sorry. Not tablespoons, teaspoons. And I'll have a link to the bottom. You can go and read what the things are if you want to detox yourself. So why isn't it bad for cats? Well, cats are going to like their fur. Of course they are. They're going to want to get this off, right? And they're going to ingest it. Well, it's going to deworm them. So even though this stuff is going into them, it's going to deworm them. It's going to benefit them. To deworm a dog, again, this website has, I don't know if I wrote it down. I mean, this stuff, Diatomaceous, is registered to be used against bed bugs, cockroaches, crickets, fleas, ticks, spiders, and many other pests. There were 1,000 of non-pesticide products, and basically they contain this. So maybe some pesticide product you bought actually has this in it, where this is actually what's doing it. If you have chickens, you want this. You want to spread it around, you want to put it in their food, you want to put it in their cage. I mean, maybe spread it on them. It'll cut down on the lice, it'll cut down on the fleas. You're definitely going to have a little bit more less hassle with this stuff. But like I said, I mainly use it on my dogs, and all my dogs get a haircut except my German Shepherd. And then I do the powder day. And it doesn't take long. It takes me less than 30 minutes to powder all the dogs up, and I do them sometimes right here on the table. I would say if the dog has a bed, okay, then powder your dog on top of the bed, because you're going to get powder in the bed, which is good. Then I would leave it there, because any fleas that are in that bed are also going to end up dead. So, but my dogs sleep on the bed, so that's kind of their bed. And my German Shepherd sleeps in her own kennel at night. And she doesn't have a cushion or anything. She don't like them. This stuff I use lightly. And I think this was like $8 or $9. And this will last me pretty much the whole summer for about 5 dogs. So I usually have to go through about 2 of those every year. So you think about $16 for flea control. That's super affordable. Now, of course, you don't want to have, if you've got a whole bunch of fleas in your yard and you don't know where they're coming from, then you have to address that problem too. And for example, we have 4 or 5 stray cats that run around. They won't let us pet them, but they'll come and get a free meal. Or they'll sleep in the little cat houses I made. So I literally use another chemical that I spread around the yard that kills fleas and ticks, that I put on the yard twice a year. And then this I will put in the cat food for the stray cats. So it debugs them, basically. It's not going to get rid of their fleas. I can't get near them to pet them, and they're not that trusting. My wife can pet a couple of them, but they don't stand still very long, so I don't think we'll be able to put this on. But for the cats inside and the dogs inside, we do the very best we can. And of course, whenever we see a little outbreak of fleas, which usually, let's say a couple months from now, we don't have any now, but let's say in a couple months we do, it probably came from those wild cats in the yard. So then I got to start the process all over again, is what I got to do. But it's affordable. It's not super expensive, this stuff. Now, I used to use the collars. I used to use this on the dogs, and then I'd buy 3 collars, because 3 cats stay in the house. And I would buy 3 collars. But even that was expensive. I mean, it was like $70 a piece. So $70 3 times, around $210. Even that's pretty expensive. And we had one cat where that collar had made his skin raw. And we didn't even notice it. His fur was over the collar. We always petted his back. He was an indoor cat. When we took him in for a vet checkup, the vet noticed it and pulled the collar off and showed us, and we didn't even know. I was like, wow. Well, that stuff's pretty dangerous. So if you're using the collar, make sure you lift up the collar, look under it, and see how it's affecting your animal's skin. But we only had that happen to one. All the rest were fine. So everything was all right. Now, if you can afford the collars, hey, knock yourself out. That's the best way of doing it. You don't got to do nothing. Put the collar on, walk away, you're done. But they're expensive, and not everybody can afford them. And people that have 3, 4 dogs, I mean, that gets pretty high, $200 or $300 to dish out of your pocket every 6 months. Or this, one jug of this will do 5 or 6 dogs pretty easy, and still have some left, and for $8. And this is your flea prevention. Now, if you've got a dog that's matted up, I don't care what it is, you need to shave them. If you can't do it, you need to take them down to the dog place and have them do it. You don't want your hair matted, because if the hair is matted, the fleas will get underneath there. And Pomeranians will get, like our dogs, will get matted from their winter coat. So I got to shave them down and get down to where, you know, they got a little bit of hair, and that's about it. And then I can put the powder to them, and I know the powder's getting through them, and I know the fleas are crawling through the flour, blah, blah, blah. I know the fleas are crawling through the powder. Now, some people say the fleas dry out, they die. Other people say because this stuff, if you were to break it down and shoot it under a microscope, it looks like glass, and it penetrates the fleas and kills them, then they dry out. Do you care? I don't care. I know it works. I use it all the time. I've been using it for years, and I don't have any fleas. So it's good stuff. Yes, the powder is a little messy, but like I said, don't breathe it in, and you'll be fine. So I'll have some links in the bottom for different types. You want to make sure you get food grade, and maybe pick up one bottle and then try it out on your cat or your dog and see how it does. And you see. On a cat, like I said, a half a cup. Maybe on a dog, 3/4 a cup. I mean, if you're looking for precise measurements, I usually just sprinkle it on and rub it in, and sprinkle it on and rub it in. Try to get the dog to roll over on his back, sprinkle it on, rub it in. And when I'm done, it's perfectly healthy. And there are no chemicals. It's all natural. So I think it's awesome. You want to put chemicals on your dog, or do you want to put something decent? I think this is better. Anyhow, links are in the bottom. I'll have a link to the article on how to mix stuff up for yourself if you want to try it. And if you want to get rid of fleas on your animal, on your dogs and your cats, go try some of this. Catch you guys on the next one.